Welcome to this Google Apps screencast. In the screencast, we're going to look at SketchUp and how to use 3D models. So here I am, I've already started SketchUp. I'm going to start off by clicking Choose Templates. I'm going to choose the simple template in feet and inches. This will open up my canvas or my area where I can work. The person standing here is for frame of reference as you build around this person, just to kind of give you an insight into what the scale or the size looks like. Before getting going, you should go up to View and go to Tool Palettes and turn on the Large Tool Set. This has a few more tools than what is up here on the standard toolbar. These three tools up here, these are how you can navigate and move around within your canvas or your SketchUp area. The first is the Orbit tool. When I click on the Orbit tool and I drag left to right, this allows me to orbit around whatever it is I might be looking at. This is the Pan tool. This allows me to, in a two-dimensional way, flatly move left to right, depending on where I left off on my view. So if I was going to turn this way with the orbit and use Pan this way up and down, that's how you can use those tools to your advantage. The Zoom tool, clicking and dragging down or dragging up, zooms in or out. If you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can scroll up and down just when selected on the tool. Or if you're using a trackpad on the mouse, you can use 2 fingers up, 2 fingers down on the trackpad to zoom in and out as well. So that's a little bit about how to get around. Let's talk about using 3D models. If you go to the Window drop-down menu, there's an area here that you can check on that says Components. That turns on a component window over here on the side. This allows you to search the Google 3D Model Warehouse. So let's say I was looking for a Greek fortress. And I do a search, and I haven't searched this yet, so we'll see what comes up. There are different Greek fortress models that other people out there have created. This is kind of like a clip art library for 3D models. Before actually dragging your model onto your SketchUp project, if you click on the name of the model, you can actually look at some really good information before bringing the model in to help you decide if it's a model you want to use. When you're looking here in the 3D warehouse, you see the image. This is just a flat image of the model. If I click on 3D view, I can actually look at it in 3D before bringing it in to decide if this is one that would be worthy of being in my project. The other thing I like about this 3D warehouse box is over here, because it knew that I selected something related to Greek fortress, it picked out some other ones that I can cycle through and see if there's any others here that I might like or that would go well with my project that I'm creating. So let's say I want to use this model. I click Download Model, and it asks if I wanted to load this directly into SketchUp. I'm going to click OK. It's going to bring the model in. Now when you bring the model in and you move your mouse around, it is allowing you to place the model. So I'm just going to click somewhere to place it. And I'm going to zoom out and pan around so I can see this. This is a huge fortress. This was probably built to scale. Sometimes when you bring models in, they're built to scale. Others might not be built to scale. When I click on my arrow tool, either up here in the top left or off my toolbar, and I select the model, you'll see that it's in this cube. That means that I can edit or change the scale of this all at once. How I do that is I first select the model. The Scale tool is over here on my toolbar. This is one of the tools that's not up on the top bar. If I click Scale, notice that the model changes where it has these little boxes on the side, where I can then click and drag in or out to scale that component or that model bigger or smaller, depending on what I need to do for what I'm creating. So I've just been able to take and use that. Now, when I use the arrow tool, it doesn't allow me to move. The actual move tool is this 4-arrow move or copy. When I have an object in my 3D landscape, I can click and drag and move it around. I try to do this when looking at the model from the side. Now, a trick that I learned that is very helpful, let me orbit down here a little bit so we can look at this straight on. One trick I learned is when using the move tool, if you press the left arrow on your keyboard, that will actually lock you onto the 3D canvas that you're working on. So if I press the down arrow or if I press the up arrow, it's locking me onto that canvas. So even though I'm moving my mouse all around, it's locked me onto the Z-axis. So I'm moving up and down compared to the blue Z-axis line. And that's if you press the left arrow, the up arrow. If I press the right arrow, That locks me on, so it's like this model will stay on the ground no matter if I go up or down. And if I press that left arrow or right, I'm sorry, if I press that right arrow again, it'll turn that feature off. So using the move tool, if I press the left arrow on the keyboard, will allow me to move in and out. I'm working along the green axis. If I do the up arrow, that allows me to move only on the blue axis. And if I do the right arrow, that allows me to move on the red axis. So just a way to make it so that you're not moving your models all over the place. And again, use the orbit and the pan and the zoom to kind of make things work for you. So that is how you can get started with creating your model. As always, you should save your project. I'll do a file, save as. When you save your project, it's a good idea to save it as your last name dash whatever your topic is. This saves as an SKP file, SketchUp file. So save that probably to your flash drive or to your student folder, and then you can open it later and continue working if you're at another computer. That is a little bit of an intro to your project. Thanks so much for watching.